Am I like a recipe testing channel now? I posted another testing viral recipes and you guys loved it so much that I'm getting nonstop DMs daily of viral healthy recipes that you're like, Nikole, you need to try this ASAP in your next video. Today I figured let's switch it up a bit and let's try some viral celebrity recipes. I try to find ones that are a little bit healthier than, you know, that's more my vibe. And I am really excited. If you watched the last video, it was kind of a flop, like bad. I think there's one recipe in there that worked out, but today I feel like we have some winners, okay? Also, thank you to Quince for sponsoring today's video. I am wearing one of their sweaters now. I'm so excited to show you more that I've been loving from them. I'm excited to make this maybe a new series on my channel. First recipe we are doing is this one that Hilary Duff made, which by the way, I love Hilary Duff. I'm pretty sure we have the same birthday, like by the year. Let me just hang on. I feel like we do. I feel like we're birthday twins. Okay, we are a year apart, okay? She's September 28, 1987. Mine's 88. You do the math of how old we are. I love her, Lizzie McGuire. I'm an OG fan, okay? Her cilantro chicken soup looks so good. I have never made a soup like this. I think it's like a Texas Southern style take on it, and it looks really easy to make. So first we're gonna make the broth. So I have a full raw chicken here, and then I'm just gonna prep some fresh herbs. I even got a little twine to wrap up them in a little bouquet. I don't think she actually does this because in the video she shared, she was like, oh wow, like, you know, when you go on, like, she was on like New York Cooking, when you go on one of those, or like you have food stylists that are like prepping and setting up the food. But I'm just gonna make a little bouquet, and that way we can just pull this out after. You don't have like leaves all in your soup. And I even got fresh bay leaf like her video. She was shocked too. Okay, I'm gonna make them a little bow, wrap my twine. It feels like Thanksgiving right now, I'm not gonna lie. It smells like it too. Oh my gosh, it's like a tree branch. And we're gonna need a large stock pot. I had to borrow this one from my mom. Roll up my sleeves. I'm gonna add in the chicken. Bye, Henry. This one already has like the giblets and stuff removed. She does a mix of half chicken broth and half water, and she kind of just tells you to cover it. So she's like me, where there's not really measurements to a soup. I also remembered I need some fresh ginger, which, pro tip, I store mine in the freezer. I buy it in bulk and then freeze it, and that way I always have ginger on hand. Looks like a good amount. To our stock pot, we're gonna add in our fresh ginger, a little fresh herb bouquet, and then she does a good pinch of salt and pepper. I'm gonna bring it to a boil and then just bring it down to a simmer and cover it until it's fully cooked. This one I've seen around for a while. It's a Jennifer Aniston salad recipe. The lore is that it's a salad she ate like every day while filming for Friends, which if you have not watched that show, where have you been? Okay, just start today. It is so good. It's like a feel good. You can put it on the background show. I think I've watched every episode. There's a lot of stuff in here. It looks like a very fresh, springy salad, perfect for this time of year. And honestly, I have some quinoa in my cupboard that we don't really eat quinoa a lot. Does quinoa expire? No, it's fine. We'll give it a good rinse.
Jennifer Aniston ate this salad on the set of Friends for 10 years, and I can see why.
It looks like there's a lot of chopping in this recipe, so let's get all of the ingredients and get going. First things first, we're gonna cook the quinoa and get that going because that's gonna take the longest, and then you want it to cool a little bit so it doesn't make the veggies soggy. Now, if you've never cooked with quinoa, it's actually kind of a bitter grain. I don't know, it's more like a seed than a grain, but you wanna rinse it. It has this thing like sapinones or something. We're gonna just drain it through a fine mesh strainer. I'm gonna add this to the pot. So quinoa is the same thing as rice. We're gonna do 1 part quinoa and then 2 parts water. 1, 2, okay, we're gonna bring this to the stove, bring it up to a boil, lower it down to a simmer, and then quinoa cooks for about like 12 to 15 minutes, just like rice. One of the comments says, she literally said, no, she did not eat this. Looks delicious though. So yeah, she actually had to debunk it in interviews saying like, no, she did not eat this every day on Friends. Someone said, this is not a salad. I don't know how it's not a salad. Maybe because it doesn't have lettuce in it, but lots of salads don't. I do like 1/4 of my red onion because it's massive. Some people are saying that quinoa is like a 90s ingredient. They might not be wrong because I feel like you don't see quinoa in stuff as much these days, which is why I have had the one in my cupboard for like way too long. This smells so good. Like I'm craving a mocktail mojito. Aww, you got me flowers? Oh, tulip. are gonna look so nice in like a day or two. Right there. Okay, soup is boiling. I'm gonna just bring it down a little bit and cover it. It smells so good in here already, so I'm really excited to try this when it's done. It's gonna be a couple hours still. All right, back to the recipe. Let's chop up these herbs. I'm gonna prep the walnuts, feta, and drain the chickpeas, and then I think we just have the dressing to make. So I'm gonna do olive oil, I think it's lemon juice, garlic, salt and pepper. It's pretty simple of a recipe. Some salt, pepper. One of my favorite hacks for making a really creamy salad dressing is using the immersion blender to basically emulsify the oil with the acid, which is lemon juice in this case. You wanna help me, Oakley?
Yeah.
The recipe calls for finely grating the garlic, but since I'm blending everything, I just chopped it. Push that one. To be honest, I feel like this recipe needs like a little bit of sweetness, like honey or something, but I also don't wanna like stray from the recipe. Let's try it. I feel like it needs a little bit of honey. Just needs a little bit of, I don't know. Okay, press it. But like, look at how creamy that is. And then it's not gonna separate in the fridge or in your recipe. Okay, quinoa is ready. Ooh, that's hot. I'm just gonna fluff it. All right, looks good. I'm going to take it out of the pot and just let it cool before we mix it in with our salad. So in the video I saw of someone remaking this recipe, they layered it in a jar and kind of like a salad jar, and then they flipped it over. It just looked really aesthetic, and I wanna try it as well. And it reminds me of the episode where Rachel mixes like two different, like a savory and a sweet trifle recipe in a jar, like a bigger dish like this.
Raspberries, more lady fingers, then beef sauteed with peas and onions, a little bit more custard.
Go watch that episode. It's hilarious. I think it's like the Thanksgiving episode. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna just layer it up. We're gonna start with our quinoa. My jar is smaller, so I'm not gonna do all the quinoa. Add in our chickpeas, cucumber. This would be so pretty if you're hosting, to have it on the table and then you just like turn it upside down once everyone's like ready to eat. Fresh herbs, walnuts. It's saying a whole cup of feta, so I'm gonna guess the entire block. Crumble that on. Honestly, I love feta, so I'm not mad about that whatsoever. Feta makes everything better, as they say. To like go through all the cracks, I don't know. I think too, because I emulsified it, it's a little bit thicker. We're gonna put this on. Ooh. Moment of truth. Woo! I mean, I don't think that part's necessary, to be honest, but it is visually pleasing. This looks incredible. I'm so excited to try it. All right, moment of truth. Let's get like a little bit of everything. I always go for the biggest bite. Okay. Wow, so many flavors. Am I gonna look like Jennifer Aniston if I eat this every day? Definitely taste the feta, but in a really nice, like subtle, like it's not overly bearing or salty. I love the fresh mint. It gives a really nice freshness and flavor to the salad. I don't know, it's a good balance. You get a little bit of the crunch from the walnuts, like you got good source of plant protein from the quinoa and the chickpeas, not too much onion. Overall, this is a delicious salad. Not too much garlic from the dressing. I would 10 out of 10 make this again. Speaking of celebrities and things going viral, I actually discovered one of my favorite clothing brands from someone famous I follow online. She's always wearing these really cute cashmere sweaters and always talking about the quality and how good the price point is. And I'm like, okay, I need to try this out for myself. So the brand is called Quince. I'm wearing one of their cashmere sweaters right now, and I'm not even kidding. It's one I've been wearing like every single day because I love it so much. Quince is my go-to for high-end materials like organic cotton, cashmere, European linen without the insane markup. And how they're able to do this is that they cut out the middleman so that you are paying for quality and not the branding. I get compliments every time I wear one of their items. Even the sweater the other day, we're at the mall and I had I believe she was Gen Z. She was just like, oh, I love your outfit. And I I was like, I have peaked. I have made it in life. I couldn't stop talking about it. I even shared it on like my Instagram stories. And I told Matt, but he didn't really understand the importance of it. But like, I was like, you don't understand, okay? Us moms, we're always just trying to look like we didn't just roll out of bed and pick out cereal from our hair. But what I really love lately is their kids stuff. So I was like so caught up with like buying things for me because I'm always buying things for my kids. And I'm like, wait, they have really cute kid stuff. They have stuff for like all the stages of family, from maternity clothes to crib sheets. But I recently just got Oakley this really cute bamboo sleep sack. He's getting bigger, so he needed a bigger size. And then I got him matching organic cotton jammies. And then because I couldn't leave Sage out, I got her some cheetah print pajamas. It's her favorite animal, so as soon as I saw those, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get those for Sage. When it comes to my kids, I'm very particular about the materials and the quality of what they're wearing. I'm looking for breathable, but also soft, and just focusing more on natural fabrics. Everything is made with premium materials, plus they work directly with ethical factories, so you can just feel good about shopping through them. Elevate essentials for the whole family. You guys can shop by scanning the QR code on the screen or clicking the link down below in the info box. They make online shopping so easy. They have free shipping and also 365-day returns. And thank you to Quince for sponsoring this video. This is such an interesting recipe because not only does she add things in it, like a lot of cilantro and corn, but she also sautés the veggies in butter and then adds it to the broth, which I thought was really interesting. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna eyeball. I don't know, she did like a good knob of butter. Add that in. I'm gonna let that just melt down. We're gonna chop up all of our veggies. We've got carrots, celery, garlic, onion, that sauteing, and then we will add it to the rest of the stock. She puts hers in full with like the stems and everything, but I removed as much of the stems as I could, and I'm gonna just give it a little bit more of a chop. My veggies are nice and softened. Honestly, she's onto something with sauteing them in the butter because it smells so good. Add these in. Get everything in there, all the juices. Add in our corn. I'm gonna leave them whole and then I'll chop them up while they're softer. That's what she did. Our jalapeno, I de-seeded it. Our shredded chicken, I took off the bone. You don't have to put it all in. And as Hilary says, if you don't like cilantro, this ain't your recipe. I know we have a lot of broth going on, but she also adds in bouillon. So I just have a chicken cube here. I'm gonna just crumble in and it will dissolve. Ooh, that's a heavy soup. All right. It smells incredible. Like, I think Hilary said she got a chicken facial. Yes, yes, this is the facial I want. She serves hers with avocado. And do some fresh cilantro and a squeeze of lime. I feel like I gotta get a bite of the avocado. It's okay. Good amount of salt. I feel like you gotta try one. Like, how do you eat this with this? You know, how hot? Good flavor. It's like burst of sweetness. Honestly, it's really good. Is it the best chicken soup I've ever had? No, but I do think it's a really fun take on it. I personally do like, I'm a cilantro lover. I don't think it tastes like soap. I do really love the corn addition. It kind of makes me want to just like add corn to my chicken soup. I also love when the chicken is cooked in the broth and then you like take it out and shred the meat and put it back in. That's how I make my chicken soup. So would I make this again? Probably. I really do like it. I'd probably give it like 8 out of 10. Why, Chloe, you gotta try some. Okay, a little mug of soup from my sister. Oh, it just got me in the eye. Do you want avocado?
That's good. It's different, but good.
The broth could have more flavor.
I give it a 7.9.
Yeah, the corn is my favorite part. I think tomorrow, this is gonna taste so much better.
The corn's good.
I would have liked more of a kick. And I do think instead of doing, I think I added too much water, I needed more chicken broth. Those would be my suggestions if you make it at home, because I don't really taste the jalapeno. This next one is from Kylie Jenner. She makes these shrimp tacos. I think there's a couple of videos of her making them, so I think they're like a go-to staple recipe for her.
5 years. So we're making
Okay,
shrimp tacos.
she's been making them for 5 years.
Everything we just chopped.
Okay, this recipe could not be easier. I'm really excited to see what it tastes like because this is not normally how I do shrimp tacos. I don't think I ever added tomatoes to mine, but I'm gonna do it like she does it. And she does use one of my favorite seasonings, Old Bay. It is so good. I use this on popcorn all the time. So let's get our pan heated up with some olive oil, and then she also cooks her tortillas, which we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, let's heat up the stove, and then we're gonna saute our onions, tomatoes, and cilantro. And then once that cooks down a bit, we'll add in our shrimp, which I've already chopped up into fours, and then we'll season. Okay, in a side pan, I'm gonna add in my avocado oil. So she does like deep fry these, so we're gonna add a bit and just heat that up. Adding in my chopped shrimp. So she seasons with Old Bay, so I'm gonna add that, but I'm also gonna add in a little bit of garlic and onion powder and some salt and pepper. This seasoning does have salt in it, so if you're adding in more, just be mindful so it's not too salty. I might even add, a little paprika, because hers just looks like it has a lot of like red coloring to it. And there's no garlic in this recipe, so I feel like it needs garlic powder. Give it a stir. I'm just gonna cook it until the shrimp is cooked through. All right, I'm gonna turn that off. Put it aside while we do the tortillas. This is my first time deep frying tortillas, but I like the idea of it. Okay, so she kind of just molds them into the shape. I don't know how long you do them for, but ooh. Just gonna turn them over. So, okay, these go quick. Maybe a little bit more. But if you're going to deep fry, do it in a good quality, non-inflammatory oil, like avocado. So I feel like once you get the oil hot enough, it's like 30 seconds aside. Fill these up. I guess you want to do them while they're still a little warm because I just burned my hand. Warm, not scalding hot. She says to top it with guacamole and some fresh lime. Oh, they're definitely juicy. Okay, bottoms up. Frying the tortillas, game changer. What was I doing before? We had tacos last night. I did not do this and they weren't that good. Corn tacos are meant to be fried. Oh, so hot. Oh, so good. Messy, but good. It tastes exactly like I thought it was going to in the best way possible. Like I would make these again. It was so simple, like a handful of ingredients and you have dinner. All right, everyone's home from school right now, so it's a little noisy, but we are saving one. It could be one of the best for last or the worst, I don't know, but I am a big cinnamon roll fan. I always get it at this local bakery we go to on the weekends. Apparently, Hailey Bieber is like famous for, I mean, she's famous for many things, but for making cinnamon rolls. And everyone's saying that these high protein cottage cheese cinnamon rolls are her recipe, but I can't find her actually making them, but there are so many videos saying, I'm making Hailey Bieber's like famous cottage cheese rolls. Where are they? Where? Tell me, because even Grok doesn't know, okay? So anyways, I found a recipe that says it's hers. I don't know, I just wanna try them. I just want cinnamon rolls that are high protein and a little healthier. I've made real cinnamon rolls, they take forever. You gotta rise, the yeast, it's a whole process. So we're gonna make them in like 20 minutes and they're gonna bake for 20 minutes. Really easy.
Hailey Bieber is known for her cottage cheese cinnamon rolls. So today is my first attempt trying to do it. You guys know I'm the crazy cottage cheese lady. I like it to make anything with cottage cheese.
So it looks like basically you're gonna mix the wet ingredients, add in the dry, we're gonna make a dough and then fill it in with the spread, roll it, cut it, bake it, ice it. Wow. I went ahead and blended my cottage cheese. I find it just gives it a creamier texture. I saw some people do that. So I'm gonna have the video that I'm following down below because like I said, I can't find Hailey making these. I did see her making one, but they were definitely not healthy or high protein, but I'm sure they were delicious. I also just realized we're all out of vanilla extract. So we're gonna use some vanilla bean and I'm just gonna scrape one out because I mean, you can't go wrong with fresh vanilla bean. To my mixer, I'm gonna add in my blended cottage cheese. Thick. For sweetness, I'm using maple syrup, the vanilla extract, but we're gonna do beans. I'm not even getting my cutting board out. Okay, I'm gonna adding fresh vanilla bean. And then we're gonna blend until smooth. I mean, it's already smooth, but you're just mixing it. Oh, the vanilla beans look so good. Looks like we're making vanilla bean ice cream. That's so good. Oh my gosh, that's it. Put that in the freezer, vanilla bean cottage cheese ice cream. We're gonna reserve 2 tablespoons. We're gonna do our dry ingredients. This is the only spoon that I have not in the wash right now. Okay, I'm gonna add that right in. And then we need baking powder. Two and a half tablespoons of baking powder. Oh my God, that's a lot. I've never put this much baking powder in a recipe before in my life. Okay, it also doesn't have any sea salt. I gotta put a little sea salt in it. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of sea salt because it just feels weird, you know? Balance out the sweet. And then we mix. You don't wanna overmix it, just mix it until it starts to come into a dough, and then we'll knead it by hand. Okay, so it's looking like a little bit of a shaggy dough. Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, I've never made it before, but it feels like it's right, you know? I have my baking intuition. Use my non-wet hand. I think there's cilantro here, okay. Pop it onto our floured surface, and then we'll knead it by hand, and then hopefully, ta-da, cinnamon rolls. It's definitely not the easiest to work with dough, but like, what do you want? You're using cottage cheese, no yeast, and flour. But I can see like all the little specks of vanilla bean. Definitely need a well-floured surface. I don't know, we're just gonna work with that? Yeah, it's fine, it's totally fine. I melted my coconut oil in the oven. Okay, we're going to brush this with some melted coconut oil. That was hot. For the filling, we're gonna mix some coconut sugar and cinnamon. Technically, the recipe I'm using says brown sugar, but I don't even have brown sugar in my kitchen, so coconut sugar's brown, we'll use that. It says 2 to 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. I'll do 2.5, and we'll just mix that up. They are cinnamon rolls after all. Okay, we're gonna spread out our coconut oil. This will allow the cinnamon sugar to stick. You know, I'm not gonna lie, for this recipe, I have low expectations. I'm not looking for like the doughiest, like perfect cinnamon roll. It's more like, does it feel like I'm hitting that craving of a cinnamon roll, or does it just fall apart and like turn to mush? Now we're going to heavily sprinkle our filling in. Lift it up. It almost looks like a gluten-free recipe, but it's not. Okay, rolling pretty good if I do say so myself. Normally I would cut off the edges, but I don't want to waste them. Let's just cut it in half, and then in half again. Okay, I'm just gonna grease up my pan, just some parchment paper on there, and then I'm gonna transfer. The nice part is we don't have to let these rise. Okay, I'm gonna combine that one, the two ends, into one mega cinnamon roll. Okay, we're gonna pop these into the oven until they're nice and golden. While that's baking, I'm gonna make my icing. It's really simple. All you need is the 2 tablespoons of reserved, like wet mixture, and then some icing sugar. We'll whisk out the clumps. Okay, so I'm gonna add 1, 2, 3, whisk it up. I'm gonna ice these warm out of the oven so the glaze just like melts on the side. Honestly, the vanilla bean, like that was a good mistake that we were all out. Okay, I'm gonna try a little bit of this. What, cottage cheese icing? I'm gonna set this aside, do a little cleanup, and then we're gonna have some cinnamon rolls. Hopefully they taste like cinnamon rolls, or like the essence of a roll. Okay, so they actually do look golden. They also feel really hard, so I don't know. So we're gonna take them out. Okay, we're gonna add the icing glaze. Break one apart. Oh, okay, not bad. What? Okay, these are hot. Stop. This is hot, but okay, look at these layers. You see that? That was my brain. Stop it. Hailey, I'm going out right now. I'm gonna go buy some Road. I'm going in a lipstick phone case. Do you know what this means? We just got 4 out of 4 recipes, like that are good. Oh my gosh. I am so impressed with today's recipes. I have so much fun filming these for you guys. I feel like we're on a journey together. If you guys want to see more videos like this, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. I post here every single week. And leave me a comment down below letting me know if there is a viral recipe you want me to try next. And if you're looking to get your kids better quality, breathable fabrics that they can sleep in and live in, definitely check out Quince. They have something for the entire family. Matt has a sweater now. I have like quite the collection now. I will have them linked down below, or you can just scan the QR code on the screen to shop their site. So many beautiful pieces. It's dangerous when I go on that site. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, and have a fabulous day. Bye.